Welcome to episode 274 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton. As always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
And it is not a good morning. It is not a good... I'm just going to let everybody know right now. I am smack dab in the middle of an ice storm. So it's quite possible that you just lose me. I'm just gone.
Like the dark ice lord will take you out.
Yes, I could lose power at any time. So we're kind of... we're running the risks today. And we're relying strictly on luck. So I'm probably about to be gone any second here.
It's a coin flip on whether or not I finish this alone.
Yes, at this point.
I'm prepared. Whatever it takes.
That's right. Well, that's good.
Heart of a champion.
If there was some way to get Wi-Fi without electricity, I would definitely do that.
So, my power was out yesterday.
That's so weird.
I don't understand why. And it was down from 11 to like 4:30, which is too long.
And you don't know why?
I mean, we had storms, but they were real low level, so I don't really know. But you realize how much of an idiot you are when you don't have power.
Yes.
So first of all, you flip a light switch on in every room you walk in because it's dark.
Right, and you're just used to it.
Yeah, so you walk in, you flip it on, you're like, I'm dumb.
And you totally forget. Yeah, I know.
And then you walk in the next room, you flip it on, you're like, I'm dumb.
The best is when you walk to a room and you flip it a couple times, you're like, what the fuck? Oh, yeah.
I was doing that yesterday. And then you do other dumb things like, I don't have any power or internet or anything to do, so I'm going to open my refrigerator, which is the wrong thing to do when you don't have power because you're letting the cold out.
Yep, and you can't see in there anyway, usually.
But you're bored. And it was raining here yesterday, so it's not like, we'll go outside. Like, it was nasty out.
Just take a nap?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, that's all right, too.
I mean, what else am I going to do? So I did play some Switch because that system doesn't rely on power.
Uh-huh.
I played some Mario Odyssey, and then, I'm laying there. It's totally quiet. So I'm like, what if I just laid the Switch down and
snooze out?
Rested my eyes for a second. And you wake up, hoping that you'll wake up to the power coming on because, when a house comes alive, it makes a lot of noises.
That's what you hope, yes.
But that didn't happen. And then I took another nap, and that didn't happen. Took another nap, and that didn't happen. So then there's a point where you're like, I have to get up and not be a total piece of shit, but I still have no power.
What am I going to do?
And just wander around in the dark.
Yeah.
And then finally at 4:30 it came back on.
How happy? What was the feel? Did you have that incredibly elated a feeling? Like, oh my God, I'm going to turn everything on.
I guess I was like, at least it didn't stay off all day. But I also felt like this was unacceptable.
So you were like a glass half full guy, I guess?
Yeah. And then everything, so I have all the smart home stuff. Everything in my house, when the power goes off, shoots me a text and was like, hey, I'm off. So if you could just turn me back on, that'd be great. And then when it comes back on, it sounds like an arcade firing up in here.
Yes.
Because everything is beeping and booping and, making noises. All the echoes are coming back online. And Alexa's chatting with me. So there's just a lot going on when it comes back on. But it was right in the middle of... So I wanted to watch the Predators game 2.
Mm-hmm.
Of the
then
playoffs.
You couldn't, obviously.
Couldn't. So it came back on in like midway through the third period. So I immediately turned that on. Then immediately turned my laptop on because RLCS had been going on.
RLCS was on.
And I watched it all the way till I ran my phone almost dead. So I had to stop there too. So I missed a big chunk of that, which I don't appreciate at all. I did still get a fan reward, but I'm like all in for actually watching the Rocket League Championship Series.
I watched some yesterday too.
What I
usually do is I just turn it on, so I can get the rewards, which I didn't get any of yesterday. Psionics, what the fuck? Just throw that in there. But I have gotten to where I've started. At first, it was just to have it on to get the rewards, and now I'll be like watching it and checking it out, and you're like, huh.
So that's how I started too. When I first put it on, I didn't even have sound on. And I will say, they've come a long way.
Yeah.
From where they started. But now when I watch it, I'm like, this is a legit production.
Well, they figured out, when it first started, they didn't quite have camera angles figured out and stuff, and how to make the quick edits. Mm-hmm. But they've really gotten to the point now where it nails it down, and they really follow the action really well.
I think they have the right people behind the camera and in front of it. The personalities are good. The excitement, the passion is real. You can't fake that.
Right.
When something crazy happens, they get so excited and it gets me excited.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I really enjoy watching that, and I missed a lot of that. I'll have to watch Europe all day today to make up for it. So what I do is I log in on my computer typically.
Me too.
To ensure the reward. Seems to just work better on the PC.
Yes, I agree.
And then I'll jump in Rocket League and watch from there. And they're both logged in for me.
Oh, you just click on the button in the top right corner, or the box?
The esports button.
And open it up, yeah.
And then watch on the big TV with volume. And keep my laptop muted over in the corner. But
I don't usually do that. I'm usually, if I have it on, I have it here. A lot of times when I have it on, I'm playing games anyway, so I don't always pay attention, but sometimes, like, you know, if I'm paused, or I'll pause in the menu and check, and if something really cool seems to be happening, or it's a real close game, I will, like, go over and throw the head, because I don't turn the power down, because I have my headphones plugged into it all the time.
So you can kind of hear.
So I can kind of hear a little bit, but I can just turn the headphones on and put them on. And what I've actually tried doing is like playing a video game while listening to RLCS on the headphones, and that doesn't go well.
Yeah, see, I tried to do that originally, but when they get excited, I got to see what's happening. And then I get to where I'm not doing either one very well.
That's my problem, and I'm
not playing much. I'm not watching it the way I like. So I pretty much watch it like it's a football game now. Like, I turn it on, and I'm doing other stuff, but I watch 80% of it.
Right.
Like, if I got laundry going, I'll, like, go out and get the clothes, come in, but I'll fold them in front of it. Like, I really watch it. I'm invested in everything about it, which I think it's somewhere I never thought I'd be with esports.
Well, for me, it's really only Rocket League, and I don't know if it's a testament to the game or if it's a testament to the presentation, because I've watched other esports, and I do think they're interesting. But there's something about Rocket League that's, maybe it's that it's so much like a real sport, you know, it's a variation of soccer, essentially, that it just draws my attention more than...
I think it helps.
Than the other stuff.
I also think it helps that even as someone who is not at that level, there are shades of brilliance every time you play.
Yeah.
And I think that is also, when you watch stuff, you're like, oh my gosh, they're on a different level than me. But then every now and then they do something, you're like, I do that.
Yeah.
There seems like, so when I watch NBA, which I never watch, I'll never be able to do anything that they do.
Right.
It seems like the gap from me to professional isn't, it probably is, but it feels like it isn't as far away with something like Rocket League as it is with a lot of the other. Like, I'm not going to pick up Street Fighter.
Right.
And make it to the top.
Nope. I'm
not going to start playing hockey tomorrow and get drafted. But Rocket League feels like I'm not so far removed, even though I probably am.
It doesn't feel like it. It feels like you might have a chance to make one of those teams if you just put in the effort and the time.
Yeah, it feels like if I quit my job, I started dropping 12 hours a day into it, after 6 to 8 months, I have a real shot at being there.
And with, like, hockey or football, no.
It would never happen.
Right.
If you just took out the physical attributes, it still would never happen. I'm not gifted enough in those things to do it, even if you took away the fact that I'm too small or too fat or too whatever.
Right.
Can't jump high enough, don't run fast enough.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, so I think it's those two things for me. I think it's presentation. Obviously, I love Rocket League, too. But I think the presentation is done really well, and I think I just feel like I could do some of those things. A small amount, but I feel like I could do some of those things.
Yeah.
And even, like, I've watched enough now and played enough now when somebody does something, like, as the commentator's saying it, I'm like, ooh, not good. Like, you can almost, like, you learn. And the other thing it does is make me feel better than I really am at Rocket League. Like, I get off there, I'm ready to get on Rocket League, and I try things that I have no business trying.
Right.
Like, hypes
well, that's
me
like, what I like about watching Rocket League is that those guys are fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But they're fucking amazing as my and yours and whoever else's that we play with usually their everyday play style is our flashes of brilliance.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm never going to throw a touchdown for 80 yards. But you know what? I had a flash of brilliance in Rocket League where I did exactly what that guy did, and he's a fucking pro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It just feels like the distance between them and me, even though it is probably the same, is not that far away.
Right. You know, I did it once in 100 games, but I did it.
I mean, I've had some shots before where I'm like, that's as good as anything they do.
For me, it's usually passes.
Yeah.
And sets.
I've had some like backwards, like some bicycle kicks that were just incredible. But they do that every time.
Right.
That's what's crazy, is I've done it like 3 times over 2 years. They do it every time they play. But it still feels good to be like, yep, been there. I know all about that.
Yep.
And
I get it completely.
And it's like, you know, when you go watch like a good action movie and when you get out, you're ready, like, I just want to fucking break something.
I'm ready to save the world.
Yeah, I just want to do something.
Bring it on, aliens.
Kick a door in, yeah. That's how I feel when I watch Rocket League. Like, I just want to go, like, destroy the world in Rocket League. I want to... It gets me hyped.
I'm better than
that.
everybody.
Yeah, it gets me hyped like that. And then I get in and get my ass beat, and I'm like, well, hello, reality. How are you?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just... I was really irritated yesterday. Yesterday did not go how I planned. I went to work in the morning, and then I basically waited for the power. Totally relied. If it had been nice outside, it'd been no big deal.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been nice here in like 97 years, so.
Yeah, so I got a weather station at the $5 store.
Yeah, I don't even want one. I would break it.
So it's one of the cool ones that has a camera built in, and you point it up at the sky, and you can see the sky, and it takes pictures every 3 minutes, and then it time lapses those together at the end of the day.
Uh-huh.
But the other thing it does is it allows me to see everyone else in the world that has one of those and watch their time lapses. And so yesterday, when I had no power, I was scrolling around to places nicer than where I'm at, looking at their beautiful day where they clearly had power. But then I was like, this is pissing me off. Let me find somewhere that isn't. So I was like, let me see where Dan's at up here.
No, man, you piece of shit.
So, because what I'm looking for is one where I can actually see a little bit of the ground.
Uh-huh.
Because if I just see up, it looks like a fine day.
Right.
It's deceiving sometimes when you just look at the sky. So I think there's one in Buffalo. I'm like, yeah, they look like they suck. And then I was like, Canada, even better. So I got up in Canada and Maine and stuff, and I'm like, man, what a pretty day we're having here.
Right, yeah.
Because it looks like it sucks better up there, right?
That's what it'll do.
Yeah, because at first I was like down in like the Bahamas and Argentina, and I'm like, man, this sucks. It's so nice there. I'm in Hawaii. But then I got up there, and I was like, I feel better.
I'm glad I could bring that to you.
Yeah. It didn't look like there was snow up there, though.
But there isn't snow.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was snow on the ground.
You should look at it now.
Yeah. I forget where it was. There's 2 that I thought were relatively close to you. Because I know that you're not that far from Buffalo.
Yep.
But there was another one that I thought might also be relatively close to where you were. Let me see if I can find it really cool. This is good for listening.
It is.
This is great for the audio. But I want to see how close I was to where you were.
Sure. Go for it.
Let's see here. Cleveland, no one cares.
People in Cleveland might care.
They even know.
To be fair. They do. You're probably right. Cleveland is Cleveland. Cleveland rocks, though, apparently. That's what Drew Carey tells me.
Oh, they're like... So where are you?
Holly.
Uh-huh.
Holly, Clarendon, some places close to me. Batavia, Rochester,
okay,
Brockport, Hamlin.
There's like, I guess there's actually one in Rochester.
Okay.
Brighton.
Yep.
Hilton?
Hilton's down by the lake. It's probably not a fair representation.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd probably be closer to... Actually, it's whatever I have... I'm usually pretty consistent. I'm a little less than Buffalo. A little more than Rochester.
Brighton.
Brighton's Rochester, essentially. It's just a suburb.
Okay. Yeah, so there's like several down through here. I don't now see Buffalo, though. So anyways, you click on these. Oh, yeah, there's Buffalo.
You see how the ice on the ground now? It looks like snow. That's ice.
Let's check and see if I can find one with a picture and see. Oh, yeah.
That's ice, by the way.
Also, yeah, so...
That's not snow.
I'm going to show you. Listeners are fucked. The camera, can you see this? It's frozen over. The camera's frozen over. You see the ice
it is.
on the camera. Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So that's what I did for a pick-me-up.
Yep. Yeah, I'm glad I can make you feel better, you piece of shit.
But when I loaded it, I was like, damn, there's not even any snow up there either. Then I went to Canada, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's why no one lives there. And then...
Toronto's beautiful, though. Toronto is a beautiful city.
Yeah, I checked Ottawa. I think they had snow on the ground.
We're at Ottawa?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, probably.
I think they had snow. And then Maine, of course, has snow because that's what they do, is have snow.
And lobsters.
Yeah, big lobsters. And blueberries.
And blueberries are a thing in Maine? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Blueberries, I think, are like a real big thing up there.
Maine is one of the few states I've never actually been to.
Yeah, you and everybody else.
I'd like to see Maine. I'd like to visit the coast.
But... That's their tourism, like Maine. You've never been here. No one has.
Like up in Canada, I'd like to go see Nova Scotia once. It's supposed to be a really pretty area.
I want to go to somewhere in Canada. I think probably Toronto.
Toronto or Vancouver, I would be one of the two.
Yeah,
Vancouver is essentially the Hollywood of Canada.
I don't know if I want that. Like, I want it to feel a little Canada.
Not Toronto, then.
Not too much Canada.
Toronto. Yeah, and stay away from Montreal.
Yeah.
Montreal is very Canada.
Yeah, I don't want to go too Canada. Like, I want to be comfortable.
Like, I think, like, 45% of the people, maybe 50% of the people in Montreal speak French.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Because it's in Quebec.
I am looking forward to using the Monopoly money if I ever go, though. Because they got the best money.
It's cool looking money.
Yeah, their money's like if you had like a 13-year-old on the panel, the advisory panel. Like, what if it was more blue? Red. I'm gonna draw a new picture for it. I like their money. Our money's boring.
It's all the same except for the numbers and the pictures.
Yeah. We have, I think, some of the most boring money that exists. But I'm okay with money just going away. I've reached a point where I can go digital. I can go all digital with my money. I don't need the physical.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now, do you use, when you say all digital, do you still use a card?
Yeah. I want that.
Do you have all the different pay options set up in your phone?
Yeah, I do Apple Pay.
Do you?
Yeah, there's something refreshing about Apple Pay. I mean, I'm sure it's the same for all the pays. That's just the one I use. Like, I'm sure Samsung Pay is the same and whatever everybody else has. But there's something refreshing about... And with mine, it uses my face. It uses the Face ID. So, I double-click the button on the side of my phone. I set it on top of the pen pad. It looks at my face. It approves it. It's done. And I'm like, this was okay. But not all places take it, and some don't have the sticker indicating. So you're just an asshat setting your phone on there.
Right.
And it doesn't work, and then you have to be like, oh, you guys don't have the future thing. Let me get my old plastic card out.
Yeah, I haven't... I don't use cash hardly at all.
Right.
I do everything with my debit card, or I use, PayPal, or a lot of things I do is just take it straight out of my bank account. Here's my bank account number. Fuck it, you can have it.
Yeah, I'll give that to anybody. That's fine. Shoot me a DM if you want it. I've gotten to where I use PayPal more. Like, I quit using PayPal when I quit using eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Way back when. And then I've gotten into it more recently because it feels like a lot of places take it.
The only thing I don't like is that when I need to transfer money, it takes forever. From my account to my PayPal account.
Oh, I have it set up to just take it straight out whenever I use it.
See, I don't use it. I don't use it enough to do that. I probably need to.
But like even when I go to like a flea market now, I'm almost a little irritated if the guy doesn't have like a square and take debit cards. Even though that is a cash place if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, they're built for that.
Because you're haggling. You can't be like, oh, I'll do $1.50. And they're like, fine. You're like, you got a card reader? Because they're like, well, fuck, you could have paid anything.
Right.
So I do love the haggle. I like taking, $80 and putting 40 in one pocket and 40 in the other pocket.
And the thing about flea markets, consignment shops, surplus shops, pawn shops, any of those, is I feel like there you have to go with cash. And this is probably just the way it works in my mind, but it should be just you should just take cash there, because otherwise there's no boundaries for you, and that's not the point of a thrift shop. The point of a thrift shop is, man, do I want this vintage record player, or I don't want this case of vinyl albums? This whole rack, I think, that's part of the joy of those kinds of things.
But thrift stores, especially down here, I can't speak for yours, they've evolved. Thrift stores now are just stores. Like, really? They're massive, like, stuff everywhere. It's not like a thrift store in a traditional way. Like, it's like Goodwill, which I almost don't consider to be a thrift store anymore.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that.
That's how our thrift stores have become. I miss the days where you would go see, like, an old console TV, and you're like, does that work? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's $6, man.
Right. Yeah. No, we have those here.
Yeah, so
we don't have those here.
We don't have as many of those here. But I do feel like at a yard sale, at a flea market, it has to be cash, and you have to play the game.
Yes, you do.
That's part of it. It's when you find the NES in the box, and the guy's like, I want 35, and you're like, hell yeah, I'd pay 35. But you can't. You have to be like, I can't do more than 20. It's all I brought.
Yeah.
Like, you have to dance, or it's not worth going.
It depends on how bad you want something.
Oh, but you got to hide it. It's part of it. You got to win.
But what you can't do is you can't walk in there, which I was with somebody who did this once. I'm not going to go into it with who it was. But this, we walked into a garage sale, a yard sale, and the person that was with me says, "Where are your humidifiers?" Like it's Walmart.
Like their Target, like aisle 32, asshole.
Right.
Right. I've seen stuff like that before. And even if they had them, it's a yard sale. Good luck. It's here somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't seen it since I put a price on it the other day, but it's here.
Exactly.
But I like the whole thing. Like, like I said, I'll bring $80. I'll put 40 in one pocket, 20 in my front pocket, 20 in my other back pocket, because you're just playing the game. You got to decide what it's going to be, how much you're going to offer, and how much you're going to say that you have. Because when you pull it out, you're like, all I got's 2 20s. You got to flash 2 20s. There's more. Don't worry about where there's more at. Because right now, I'm trying to bait you into taking it. And if you say no, I'm going to walk off. Maybe I'll get some more cash. Maybe I'll come back. Maybe I won't.
Yeah.
Are you willing to let me walk over $5? Because I will walk over $5. And I love that dance, and I love to find stuff in the wild. I love to find old games in the wild.
I love to find stuff in the wild, too. Any wild. Doesn't
it feels
matter which
so much
wild.
better than ordering it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially if it's something that is uncommon.
Yeah,
like
it's hard to find.
When I find real Green Arrow stuff out in the wild, I snatch it up. I don't care. Not Arrow stuff. Green Arrow.
It's not about the price
There's
savings, though.
No, it's about, look what I found here.
And now I have a story.
Yes.
This story is now attached. See, that's what I do. Is I'm like, oh, I remember I found this game at, this flea market in this city, and it was covered in dirt. And everybody's like, okay, whatever. I bought one off eBay for $4. I'm like, you don't understand, though. It was a quarter, and I saved it.
Mm-hmm. It's
mine now. Like, who knows where it came. I drove 3 hours and bought a box of games from a guy at 2 in the morning. I could have been murdered. Like, it's almost more about that than the item I get, I think.
Yeah. In that case, more about collecting is just as much about the journey as it is the destination.
Well, collecting is a treasure hunt.
Yes.
We've all spoke to our passion of the treasure hunt on this show. Like, how much we love the treasure hunt, but that's what it's like. Even when you go to Target and you find a game on clearance for $6, you're like, "Ah, yes, Yes, Target. This is why I got out of bed this morning.
Yeah.
Because I win. I found this. It's mine. And I feel like that goes away when cash goes away.
Yeah, but oddly...
Because those places go away.
Oddly, when you find those mega awesome deals like that, it's not the same if it's a store going out of business. It's got to be at like a normal price place that just happens to have it on clearance or on sale. Or just happens to have it, period. But if you like going to some place that's going out of business and you get a great deal on something, it's just not the same.
I don't get addicted to a lot. I think I'm addicted to the deal, though.
Oh, yeah?
I think so. I get that release, that like endorphin rush whenever I get that. I think I'm sort of addicted to like finding something cheaper than it's supposed to be. Like I like to chase that. Like, doesn't it feel good to get a deal?
It does feel good to get a deal.
When you find something and you're like, oh, this is normally $100 and it's $5.
But the difference is you got to be careful because I'm not the type. I don't get something just because it's a good deal. It's actually got to be something that I want or will use.
See, I'm good at that at like a normal store. I'm real terrible at the $5 store.
Yeah. See,
I've gotten better. But it's a struggle because I look at something and I'm like, ooh, it's $100. Like, yeah, but you don't need ski goggles in Tennessee. I'm like, yeah, but it's a smoking hot deal. What if I ski one day?
Which of course you won't.
No. So I've had to do better because I have a pile of stuff that is worth something but worthless. So I've tried to now limit myself to only buying things that I will use or that I want or that I know tomorrow I could resell.
Okay. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. It's not like I spend hundreds of dollars at this place, though.
Well, yeah, I know that.
I say on average, I might spend... So I'm probably only going... Oh, yeah, that's tops. So yesterday was the most I've ever spent there. It was $43. And I'm only going once, maybe twice a month.
Yeah.
I scaled it back from every week like I want it to be.
Well, that's good. You're showing restraint.
Yeah, I'm growing as a person.
I applaud you.
I'm growing as a person. But I think that store has like, I haven't collected games in a long time. Mm-hmm. I buy new stuff, but I haven't sought old games and gone after old ones. It's like, it's getting me back into that where I want to go find stuff. Like, I need a flea market trip real soon.
Yeah, it's got to be nice first.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. It keeps going like, be nice here, then it'll get cold, then it'll be nice, then it'll be cold, then it'll rain for 2 weeks, and then it'll get cold.
Here it's just cold. So.
Yeah, we can't get it set. We can't find anything to
Oh, we got a set here.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yep, it's set to sucks.
Yeah, somebody's got it permanently programmed to sucks outside.
Yep, that's true.
But you haven't had to mow yet.
I would prefer to mow.
Okay, because I've had to cut the grass already. Not a fan.
I like mowing.
That's already started.
I got my nice big zero turn. I just sit on it, turn on some music with a beer, and go.
Do you have a snowblower?
I do not have a snowblower.
I keep seeing snowblowers down here, and I'm like, wonder how long that's going to take to sell.
That's weird.
Like at the bargain hunt or somewhere like that.
I don't think that's necessary.
Mm-mm.
I mean, there's a lot of people up here that have snowblowers, but I don't because my driveway is not only dirt and rock, but it's also 1,200 foot long. So if you think that I am snowblowing that, you're out of your goddamn mind.
Plus, if you're snowblowing a gravel driveway, you're just throwing rocks.
Exactly.
Which isn't a bad plan if you want to throw rocks.
It depends on what you're going for. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not going for throwing rocks usually.
Right.
I'm going to clear the snow.
Plus, you have a vehicle that allows you to drive on top of the snow fine.
I do.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter.
Even here, it allows me to drive on top of the type of snow you get fine.
Oh, so you're still screwed.
I mean, here there's no vehicle that can just plow through, 18 inches of snow.
Do you have to chain up?
No, we're not that bad because we are able to plow. Now, there are people who do, and they do up in the mountains, but...
It tears the road up.
It does tear the road up.
Yeah, I'm not down for that. It's my tax dollars. I mean, it's your tax dollars, not my tax dollars, but you know what I mean.
But you need more, it's fairly flat here, so that's why you don't really need chains. Yeah. Once you get into mountains and you've got hills and ups and downs, and that kind of stuff. That's kind of when you need chains.
People drive just a lot of trucks, a lot of SUVs, a lot of Subarus.
Yeah.
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 Subaru is great in all weather.
Surprising amount of cars considering the area, though.
There's like you seeing like Altimas and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Camrys.
Yeah.
Those people don't give a shit.
Are you kidding me? There's people still driving around in Pontiacs.
Grand Ams, Grand Prix.
Grand Ams and Prix.
Yeah.
No Aztecs.
No one's driving those. We went to the Hoffen show, and we're lucky enough to get to go to Matt's first solo wrestling match. And so on the drive down, I'll talk about the wrestling in a second. On the drive down on the interstate, we got behind a Grand Prix, and I'm like, those cars, like they're still everywhere.
Yeah, and they're junk.
Yeah, that car looked fine. Like we were doing 75 on the interstate, it looked totally fine. And I'm like, that car is like 25 years old, and I still see like 2 or 3 a day of a Grand Am or a Grand Prix.
They're not that old.
I think the ones I'm seeing are.
They're probably not 25 years old.
I think the ones I'm seeing are.
Okay. Fine.
I mean, think about it. If it's a 2000 model,
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're getting some years on them. They're at least 20 years old.
Some of them probably.
Because a lot of those are late 90s Grand Ams, Grand Prix.
Up around here, you do see some, but
You're seeing the 2003s, 2004s.
yeah, because up here you have salt and stuff, and it just eats your shit up.
Yeah, we ride it till the wheels fall off down here.
Uh-huh. Well, we
And
have
it's
inspections too, so there's only so far you can go.
Yeah, we don't inspect anything. You got here, right?
I know. Yeah, I remember.
That's how it works at our clerk. They're like, you drove here, so we assume.
That's like when I was younger, I was like, inspections are stupid. What's the point of it? It's my car. I should be able to do whatever I want with it. Because I paid for it. Blah, blah, blah. Right. And then I moved down south to states where there were no inspections, and seeing some of the cars, I'm like, maybe not such a bad idea.
Or emissions when you see just smoke rolling out the back of a car.
There's people that put brown garbage bags taped up over like their driver's side window.
Oh yeah. I see that daily too. It's fine.
You can't see out of it because it's brown.
They already weren't looking out that window before that happened. I'm fine with it. So anyways, we get down there to the wrestling match, and I got to say it was very entertaining.
I'm glad you were entertained.
As a guy that doesn't enjoy wrestling or understand wrestling, I think I got more entertainment out of the people around me who did understand and enjoy.
Yeah.
Like people holding signs and screaming at them, and like people seem to actually like forget all the outside and really just enjoy themselves in the moment.
Well, that's good.
And I found that to be enjoyable. And everyone that was a part of the show, which we didn't say the whole time, you could tell that they took it very seriously, and they had spent a lot of time and effort into practicing. Nothing felt thrown together about it.
Well, that's good. That means they're putting together a decent presentation.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it was really good.
Good.
The venue was definitely sketchy. We pulled up, and it's a church. What they've done is, like, little kids have put their hands in paint and put it all over the side of the building.
That's a thing.
Which was meant to be cute.
But it's just creepy?
It looks more like the souls the building has claimed. Because over time, the colors fade, and they're not as bright, and they just become like these dirty handprints that have slithered down the side of the building. But the part that they had set up inside the gym was really nice. Like, their part was nice.
Good.
Once you walked in, you're like, oh, this is legit. And I felt like it was a lot of fun. I wish I actually could have stayed the whole time. It's also a really far drive, so it doesn't make going down there an option a lot. I worked and then drove 3 hours to get there. It makes for a long day because we came back that night too. But we had a lot of fun. We ate Taco Bell in the car on the way down, and we ate Dairy Queen in the car on the way back. So it felt like an old school road trip.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to eat, drive, you're knee driving.
Why don't you just stop at the store and get some beef jerky, some Pop-Tarts, and
Because if you know anything about my travel, I do not stop. It is only gas stops. If you need to do anything on that, you need to get it done before I'm done with this pump. I'm not a stop. And I give Gerald a shout out for not asking me to.
Did he want you to?
So we got there, and he's like, I got to find a bathroom pretty soon. I got to pee. But he did not even say anything that sounded like I need to stop on the way down. Because I think he's heard me talk about it before.
Probably.
I do not like to stop.
I would never go a long period with you because
I will load up and drive to Florida if I got enough gas and not stop. And I have to pee too. But I'm I'll pee when I get there. That's my reward for making it.
Yeah, no, for me peeing is not a reward.
I don't want to stretch my legs. I don't want to. I mean, I love jerky and I'll always get some if I stop, but I don't want to stop. I want to keep going. I want to get it done. I want to beat this drive. I hate road trips.
I don't like road trips either. But if I do take a road trip, I always give myself enough time to enjoy it.
You stop in every 3 exits? I can't handle that.
I'm not doing that. No.
I need to drive. I need to get there. It's only 3 hours.
Yeah, that's not bad. I would have needed to stop once.
That wouldn't happen.
To go to the bathroom. Well, then your car would be gross right now.
Piss in the car. Do what you got to do. You still playing Far Cry?
Yeah.
You like that hard transition I just had?
I did.
We went from peeing in the car straight to Far Cry 5. That's what we do here.
Yeah, I'm still playing Far Cry 5. I am for the long. I've played about 35, 40 hours probably.
You're probably getting close.
To that many hours?
No. To the ending.
I have actually just started the third area. And there's four areas altogether that you have to, there's leaders in each area. Before you can go to the fourth one, you have to basically gain control of the other three.
But you can go in any order you want, correct?
You can go in any order you want to. And I just went into the third area, so I've still got quite a bit ahead of me. But I'm also I am not going to platinum this game because of the arcade stuff, but I'm trying to get as many trophies on it as I can, so I'm doing a lot of the side stuff.
Hey, there's crazy trophy tied to the arcade stuff.
Yeah, there is.
The one where you have to play featured maps. You have to win on 10 featured maps, and apparently you can't tell what's featured.
Yeah, you can't tell what's featured.
So you could play all night and never play a featured map?
You could, yes.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. And then there's one for 100 kills.
100 kills and deathmatch. I'll never get that one.
I mean, that's one in theory you could just get by playing it forever. But yeah, I don't like that. They got to come up with a better way there should be a featured playlist.
There should be. You're right.
Where you only played featured maps.
I did get in a little bit and just work with the arcade editor a little bit to figure some things out.
Are you going to try to put something together?
I think I am at some point because it seems like it's going to be interesting, and I have an idea in my head that's a little different and not just one of the standard things. So I think I am, but I still need to work on the ins and outs of arcade editor. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you something that Ubisoft is doing is they're doing live events every week. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, I don't know why, I am a sucker for those.
Because they're limited, right?
They're limited. They're limited to a week, but you get silver bars, and then you get if you reach a certain, if you do a certain thing, personally, you get usually some sort of skin for your gun. And if the community reaches a goal, then they get usually some sort of outfit that's limited to only that event. So, it's the limited time stuff. Mm-hmm. So, for some reason, I'm a sucker. They usually don't bother me. They're not a big thing. But man, in Far Cry, I'm a sucker for them. And they don't even do anything. I mean, you can't even see yourself. It's a first-person game.
That's one of the things Hitman kept doing to make me want to invest in it, even though I sucked at it, is every week when I would hear, oh, there's a new limited contract out, I'm like, I want to go get that. You're telling me I got to go get Gary Busey? Absolutely. I think that stuff is really smart, and I think you're going to see more games start to do those limited contracts and those limited missions.
Yeah, but I still stand by Far Cry 5. And I still stand by the fact that I should not enjoy this game, but I am loving the shit out of it. And no, let's see, other than that, I think I just played a little bit of Rocket League. I don't think I played any Sea of Thieves this week.
I hit the open ocean.
You did? A lot or just a couple times?
I think 3 times.
Okay.
I think. Couple really good experiences. Last night, not a good experience. But it was our fault. I mean, I'm not going to bore everybody with the details. I don't like the PvP combat in that game.
Mm-hmm. I know.
We put ourselves in a situation to have to do it, and then we wasted an hour doing it with no reward, which is why I don't like it. There is no payoff in most cases to doing it.
Right.
And I don't like that attitude. Well, it's a pirate game. Pirate things are gonna happen. Yeah, I don't want pirate things to happen. Apparently.
All right. Well, in a Hitman game, I get something for being a Hitman.
Right.
So in a pirate, if you're gonna make me be a pirate, then you should give me a reward for doing the pirate things.
And everybody's like, well, without that, it's just fetch quests. You know what? It turns out I like the fetch quest. That's the part I enjoy. Especially now, I've got high enough rank that when I buy quests, they're not the treasure map with the X on it. They're like the riddles you have to solve.
Yeah, the paces, so many paces from this point.
Everything rhymes, and it feels real piratey, and it feels good.
Yeah.
You know, find the shallow grave marked by ropes. 6 paces to east, I think, and I'm like, yeah, this is piratey stuff. I got my compass out, trying to locate the Northern Star. Like, it feels like a whole thing, and I like it. But what I don't like is when there's 3 ships all trying to fight each other. I think I found an easy solution for this.
You did. What is it?
And no one's going to like this, probably. You die, your ship sinks. Once you die after that, you go to a different server. And I know why people don't like that, because they're like, what happens if I die and my partner doesn't? Well, okay, you both have to die at the same time.
Uh-huh.
But if you both die at the same time, and you're both on the Ferry of the Dead, you respawn on a different server. Because
well,
what happens is, I kill them, I sink their ship, they come right back. And they do it and do it and do it until they finally get me, because I only get one chance at dying because I have treasure.
Right.
Once I do, they have the treasure.
I think you're... To go one step further on that, I think it should be if you and your teammates decide to scuttle your ship, then you switch servers.
It does do that.
Oh, it does?
If you scuttle your ship, it does put you on a new server. The problem I have is it now spawns you further away, but not that far away.
Right.
So, like last night when we were doing the Skull Island, we would kill someone, both the guys sink their ship, but in 3 minutes they were back on top of us.
Because it doesn't take that long to get back.
It's like there's the risk reward is worth it for the other people,
but not for whoever's trying to.
Not for whoever's trying to.
Not
complete
whoever
the thing.
wins,
right,
and complete the mission.
Now, what Howard brought up later, I don't know how I feel about this, because we showed up. There was already 3 ships fighting.
Mm-hmm.
2 of those ships sank each other, and then we sank the third one, and then we went and we started doing the Skull Island thing. He thinks that maybe they were already doing it. And we were those guys.
That could be.
And in which case, I guess my bad. But either way, that's the part of the game I don't enjoy. If we spend 20 minutes chasing and being chased, and eventually either we sink or they sink, there is no purpose of that.
Nothing happens from that.
We only lost all the stuff on our boat, which is just an inconvenience, not a deal breaker.
Right.
But I don't enjoy that part of the game.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
So,
like I said, I haven't played it as much as you, but I don't like that aspect of it either. So
Sea of Thieves, Rocket League. I briefly jumped in Fortnite, and that's only because they have some free items up right now for the server issues they've had.
Did you get your free stuff?
Yeah, so it's a back bling. It's a different backpack on Battle Royale, and on Save the World, it's a troll stash llama.
Mm-hmm.
I did get it. I turned it gold.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, and I actually got enough tickets out of there to buy one of the Storm Llamas, where I got a really cool neon I think I got a neon like melee weapon out of there. It's all like lit up and glowing.
I did jump into Paladins and got but I get a free chest and like 160,000 gold and
See, I only got the gold. I didn't get the chest when I jumped.
like 2,100 VIP points.
I didn't play though.
But I didn't either.
Yeah. But I think everybody played after I quit playing. You probably played
yes.
more recent than I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
Yeah. So,
So that's what.
Oh, I played the Mario Odyssey, which I talked about earlier. Pretty normal week though. Nothing crazy. Now next week, busy week.
I'm in a position.
Right. So before we get to your position, if this is your first time here, welcome. If you're not in an ice storm, even better. Even better for you. This is the official Gamestitch Podcast. It posts every Monday, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on podcast services around the world. And we're lucky enough to be on Dash Radio.
Yes, we are.
Hello, if you're listening on there. If you love the show so much that you want to give us your things, head over to patreon.com/Gamestitch and support us over there. If not, that's cool too.
By your things, we mean your hard-earned
trinkets,
dough.
Personal
We
possessions.
take trinkets?
Yep.
Do we take trinkets?
I've always accepted trinkets.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware this was a thing.
No opened or used food items. No expired food items. Nothing living, with the exception of plants.
Mm-hmm.
We'll accept plants. I don't accept pets or humans.
No pets. I don't think that's even legal to sell humans. So
well, it's not selling. It's like a charitable donation. Only we're not.
It's not fair to charitably donate humans either.
Also, to be clear, not a charity. For profit. We're kind of like a charity though, because we invest everything back in the show.
It's still not a charity, but
it's pretty much a charity. Now that I think about it,
it's not.
Patreon.com/Gamestitch. And remember, however you listen, wherever you listen, if you can rate us on there, that would be absolutely amazing. Thumbs up, 5 stars, happy face, whatever it has, because it helps other people find this show.
True.
Now back to your dilemma at hand.
My dilemma.
So you're
actually.
Go ahead.
It actually ties in with some news this week.
So your dilemma is that God of War comes out on 4/20.
God of War comes out on 4/20, which is Friday, April 20th.
Mm-hmm.
And this game is reviewing. Just listen to this. This is just some of the reviews that have been given so far. GameSpot gave it a 9 out of 10. IGN, a 10 out of 10. The Guardian, 5 out of 5. Game Informer magazine, 9.75 out of 10. Polygon, 10 out of 10. Its Metacritic score is like 96%, 95%.
On like 87 reviews.
This is apparently one of the most perfect games ever made.
Here's how I knew this game was going to be gangster.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Because they released the embargo a week early.
They just.
You know when Sony releases the embargo a week early? Uncharted, The Last of Us.
And now God of War.
They release it early when they know, without a doubt, that everyone is going to think that game is good.
Now, I'm probably not in anywhere near of a bad situation as you. The problem is you don't really have anything that you're super into right now.
Right. I don't have anything I'm super into, but Labo comes out that day, which I told you.
Exactly, and
I don't think those are competing for time, though. My plan with Labo is to immediately build something, not the piano, so that I can understand how this cardboard works. I don't want to mess up the piano.
Yeah, right.
The piano will probably be my swan song, because I really want it to be good.
I get it.
I'm starting with those RC cars that I don't care about, because I want the fishing pole to be on point. It's important.
And the robot?
Good. I didn't get the robot one.
Oh,
I got the variety pack, so it's either robot or everything else.
So yes, Labo comes out the same day. So you are picking up both God of War and Labo.
Well,
but like you said, not really competing for time.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm I'm torn with God of War because I know I could just wait and pick it up for $40. 2 months from now, probably.
But I know how you are.
I want to play it now.
Can you miss out on the greatness right off the bat?
I don't know. I get FOMO real bad with games. I get it really bad with games. I don't even have to play it. I have to have the ability to play it.
That's right.
The last thing I want is for you to be having the time of your life and me not have the ability to have that time.
Yep. That's my conundrum is I'm also considering waiting for it till it comes down or until I'm finished with Far Cry 5 because I really, really want to finish Far Cry 5. I really, really don't want to miss out on the God of War experience on day one.
While everyone else is experiencing it and wants to talk about it.
Yeah. I can't do both of those at the same time. I don't have that kind of time. I'm not able to do that. So my conundrum is, what do I do? Do I race through Far Cry this week? I'm enjoying Far Cry. I'm enjoying taking my time with it. I don't want to race through it to get it finished. Mm-hmm. I'm not bored yet, but God of War is 5 days away. Mm-hmm. And I want to be the first to experience that. One of the first to experience that. I don't want to miss out on the conversation. I don't want to accidentally see a spoiler.
You don't want to be the guy that 6 months from now is like, the God of War is pretty good.
Awesome.
Pretty good.
Yeah, right.
Checks out. That's what's tough. Especially with this show.
Right.
Like, nobody wants to hear us talk about God of War 6 months from now. So maybe it's my obligation to get it a little earlier.
Is that what you're going with?
It's tough because everyone is saying the game is 25, 30 hours. And if you know me, you know that means I won't ever finish it. Mm-hmm. And that's a real concern for me because I'm like, well, where do I get 30 hours? Am I not playing Rocket League? Am I not playing Sea of Thieves? Like, I don't know where the 30 hours comes from because I pretty much play every second I have a reasonable opportunity to now. Because I try to adult first. I try to adult before I play games. So
I do try to be a grown-up.
It's a limited amount of time I have to play. Something has to give. Like, I have to take something away to add something to it.
Yeah, no, well, I understand.
So that's the part I'm like, is it too long for me to play? Also, I was doing so good by playing VR every week, and I've gotten out of that. I got to get back to that because I love the VR. I want to play the Invisible Hours. That's the next one that I've got slated to play, and I got to get some Moss.
You got to get Moss.
I got to get Moss. I was holding out, hoping a physical would hit, but
so that's the nice thing about is all this has happened. All this stuff is coming out, and I've learned to accept that I need to be an adult. I'm starting to not feel as bad about not having VR and Switch because something would be lacking.
Oh yeah,
something would not get the love it deserves. And at that point, it would have just become money I wasted. So,
well, when you're getting a thing that you love, it's not wasting it.
If you love it.
See, for me, even if I never play it, it's not wasting it.
Yeah, it is for me.
This is like future-proof in my collection. Because you know how
I don't collect.
You know how
I don't
rare and
collect,
hard to
though,
find
so,
the
yeah,
PS4 version of God of War is going to be.
Right.
Hate to miss out on that. Yeah, this by all accounts is the best installment in the God of War franchise, and
yeah, it is apparently nothing but improvements.
I probably will get it.
I probably will too.
And also, you don't need to write in and tell us about how these are all first world problems. Like, we get it.
Right. I will get it. So I have no doubt I will get it. It's the when that's the issue.
Yeah, I understand that it's a good place to be in for you to try to be deciding when you're going to get the thing you want. That's not lost on us. We get it.
It's not ironic because we know.
We understand. Not the point. We're just trying to give you a little insight
into our lives and our feelings. Come on.
So I don't need an email. It's like, must be nice. Fine, I work hard for my money. It's okay.
Go pick up your God of War and your Lamborghini.
Yeah. Yeah, build your Labo and your Range Rover. It's unnecessary. The next story, one that the first story. We went a little out of order, but it made sense.
So it was organic.
It was organic.
That's how we roll here.
Now, you remember a couple weeks back, a little episode called Fort Billy Mitchell that we had. We talked about all the controversy surrounding Billy Mitchell's Donkey Kong high scores and the fact that he might have been playing on a MAME cabinet or a MAME version of the game.
It seems a resolution has finally come about that. And what is it?
It's not good. It's not good at all. So they have stripped Billy Mitchell of all his records. And they have banned him from any new records. The ruling, which comes after a lengthy arbitration process by Twin Galaxies, the governing body of all things arcade records, apparently. And high score records, I should say. And I have really torn feelings about this.
Me too.
There are times where you can say, someone can walk up to me and be like, fuck Billy Mitchell. And I'm like, I get that. Mm-hmm. I've always sort of defended Billy Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, I have too.
And my first thought when I read this, and I know people won't agree with this, is I feel bad for him.
Well, here's the thing. There's a lot here going on with me about this, and there's a lot going on in this situation. First of all, I think this is proof of why you might be good at something. Doesn't mean you should be an asshole about it, because that's how you make enemies. Another thing about this is that those enemies that he made, I think, were out to get him, and maybe dug a little deeper and searched a little harder, and in order to make sure that Billy Mitchell fell. Thirdly, in a number of sports, there's a lot going on here, but basically he used a MAME on some of his stuff. He cheated, so they banned all of his records, including the ones that he made in 1981 before MAMEs were even invented. At minimum, there should be some sort of asterisk involved, like they do with, home run hitters who use steroids. They don't take the record away from them. They just put them with a little asterisk because, there's a problem here. Apparently, Twin Galaxies decided to just fuck Billy Mitchell completely and wipe out every single record he's ever made. The biggest problem with this is that they have stripped Billy Mitchell of his entire identity. This was what Billy Mitchell was, and they have taken that away from him. Maybe some of the records fairly, but all of them, I think, a little unfairly, just to do it.
See, this is where I feel bad for him. You didn't just strip him of his high scores. You stripped him of Billy Mitchell.
Yeah, you took his life away.
And I understand that there are a lot of people out there that says, well, it was never okay for him to act that way because it was never true. Well, you know what? A lot of people fake it. In a lot of different aspects of life. And I'm not even sure, we talked about this a little bit before the show, and I think we both probably agree it falls somewhere in the 50-50 range.
Yeah, we do.
Do I think he probably knew something wasn't 100% right? Yes. Do I think it was his idea to game the system? I don't.
I don't either.
I think he probably had the wrong people around him.
And I don't think that the system got gamed. And I don't think that they got gamed on every single one of his records. I don't think he should have been stripped of everything.
Right, because
they've done that.
The marks included the million-point game he had in 81.
Right.
As well as his scores from 2005 to 2007.
Right. This was all before MAMEs were even a thing.
He wasn't using MAME in 81.
No, he wasn't. Well, there was the VIC-20 in 1981. And let me tell you something else. Billy Mitchell might be really good at video games. He is not a techie guy.
Also, let me rephrase that. It's the 81 version of Donkey Kong, not set in 81. So the other thing that happens here is now technically Steve Wiebe is the first person to achieve a 1,000,000-point Donkey Kong score.
Mm-hmm.
Because he did it in front of people. And if you think back to King of Kong, Fistful of Quarters, you'll remember there was some controversy in why Billy Mitchell wouldn't play live. Remember,
there was.
He submitted that sketchy VHS tape.
Yeah.
That was over the shoulder, Ghost Recon over the shoulder. You couldn't see him. You could just hear him. The score jumped. The tape jumped. There's a lot going on with everything.
There is.
And some of the responses after...
I don't feel like due diligence was done to take all the records away, though.
Yeah. So what Twin Galaxies determined is that at least 2 of Mitchell's scores were achieved using emulation. Among these scores are the infamous King of Kong score in 2005. And the other, I think, was the one he did in 2007 at the Florida Association of Mortgage Brokers in Orlando, Florida. That's the other one, I guess, which was 1,050,200.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that they said that they have clear evidence that it was used, that MAME was used or emulation was used. They also can't produce original tapes here, and there's a lot going on.
Yeah, on both sides.
Yeah.
On both sides.
And then you have people... Go ahead.
Here's another thing you got to keep in mind. Twin Galaxies is pretty much known as the ruling governing body for records. I mean, this is who Guinness takes their references from in order to determine who gets world records. Well, from that classic comic book, there's a question: who watches the Watchmen?
Mm-hmm.
Twin Galaxies is holding on this little company. This governing body is holding on to a hell of a lot of power in their hands. Who's watching them to make sure they're not being assholes just because they don't like Billy Mitchell? Because, granted, Billy Mitchell is kind of an asshole. But that doesn't mean that... And I'm not necessarily defending Billy Mitchell. I'm sure there's things that happen. Like you said, I'm somewhere 50-50. But there is... For every answer that has apparently been given for this, there's 2 more questions that pop up for me.
Yeah. I don't know. This whole thing is, now you have Twin Galaxy employees who are saying like they always knew something was up.
Yeah.
It never felt right. Ex-employee Patrick Scott Patterson and Dave Nelson. The decision clears up doubts from nearly a decade ago and frees up the leadership to recognize other score setters. It also marks an opportunity for Twin Galaxies to reestablish trust among the scorekeeping community. And Patterson says, do I feel validated? No. But I do feel happy for video game history in general. After all, that's what all this has been about for me this whole time. Mitchell's antics not only saw him earn money from appearances based off false narratives he created for himself, but also took proper historical credit away from others for ages.
It
seems like a little much.
Yeah.
Look, Robin Hood.
Considering you have proof on 2 videos.
Yeah. I don't know if you're... I don't want to take anything away from this guy either. I just don't know if the dedicating your time and energy to proving Billy Mitchell as a liar makes the world a better place.
Yeah.
I don't know if crusade was worth it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's really a fair vision of what Twin Galaxies is supposed to do.
Right. And I don't know either.
It seems they pretty harshly did some... Really, really, really went after Billy Mitchell. It almost seems very personal to me.
Well, because now you have to scrub every game.
Right.
Or you did just go after him.
Yeah, now you have to look at every record that you have ever validated with that same scrutiny.
Now, I do want to, and I think we talked about it when we first talked about the original story, but I don't want to give credit. Jeremy Young is actually the person who first showed the evidence that he was using MAME to record his scores. That's where all this is stemming from, is in Jeremy Young's recent evidence that was going on. And he just said, like, he just wanted Twin Galaxies to be correct.
Right.
And I get the feeling from this guy, not knowing him, he doesn't seem to have an axe to grind.
No.
He seems like a guy that was like, hey, this is wrong, and I can grab my 15 minutes. And I can also clean up, I guess, that world.
This couple of records. I don't know. I just think
it's bigger than Billy Mitchell, but at the same time, nothing's bigger than Billy Mitchell when it comes to like Donkey Kong scores and high scores for arcade machines. And there's a big part of me that feels really bad for him.
Oh yeah, me too.
Especially if he lived this lie the whole time.
What about? Here's the thing. What if he did all of this unknowingly?
That could happen too.
I mean,
but here's the thing.
That would really suck.
He said during that last interview, he didn't know what MAME was. And come on, Billy, you got to work with me a little bit. I'm not saying you understand MAME, but you know what MAME is.
Yeah.
You don't exist in the space that you're in and not know what that is.
And not know what MAME is.
Right. So
maybe just hanging out with his trophy wife. Isn't that what?
Yeah. Do you think she's a trophy wife? Like, why would you even bring that up? Jeez. I'm not saying the guy's a good guy. I'm just saying you took more from him than his high score, and that's concerning to me. When as a people, we're eager to strip somebody of the thing that represents them without a little more care.
Well, my biggest problem with it is that Twin Galaxies has officially offered proof of 2 scores being cheated on. Hey, that's great. Wipe those scores out.
Yeah, but what they're doing is saying he has been.
You've cheated on everything because you did it.
He's been proven to be a cheater, so all his scores are gone.
It doesn't work that way in any other competitive sports arena.
Why
would it work in this one? Why would it work in this one? How you want to be taken seriously as a arena for sports, and you can't even follow the same fucking rules everyone else does?
They did yank all of Lance Armstrong's wins.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen in most big sports.
No.
Worst case scenario, they take a draft pick from you. They might put an asterisk next to a Super Bowl. Or something like that.
But they don't strip the win.
They do sometimes, but it's rare. They do more in college.
Well, yeah, in college.
They'll vacate wins.
That's because they like to give off the impression of,
student athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're never athlete students. You're right. This story makes me feel not good.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here, and it's as much as I'm seem to be railing against Twin Galaxies, I'm having a really hard time picking a side here. I know Billy Mitchell's an asshole, and he probably deserves some of this bullshit that's coming at him because he cheated. I don't know that Twin Galaxies isn't just out to get Billy Mitchell. It kind of feels that way, and that's gross.
I don't guess I have a problem with them stripping him of whatever they got to strip him of. I don't like the ban. I don't like that you won't let that guy go to an arcade and get that back.
Yeah.
Because
why can't he?
You've
decided to call him once a cheater, always a cheater. So why not give him a chance to not cheat and see what happens?
Even if he's using MAME, he's clearly talented at the game.
You know what it feels like? This is kind of a conspiracy theory, but I know you love him. Right?
Oh yeah, I can't get enough.
It almost feels like they've railroaded Billy Mitchell a little bit and now don't want him to be able to prove them wrong. Like, if you're so sure that he cheated on all of these, why ban him? Why not give him a shot? Have one of you guys right there to make sure everything's on the up and up.
I can't go down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole with you, but I can agree with the last part of what you just said. Why not let him try to do it the right way?
Yeah, why not?
Vacate his records. But why not let him drag out every camera, every news organization you can, and let him play? Why can't you let him clear up the good name of Billy Mitchell?
Why do they not? Right. Why do they not want him to do that?
What are you scared of? The truth is out there.
That's right. Next.
Yeah, I feel bad for him in a really torn way. It's kind of like someone who makes a lot of poor decisions, and you're like, yeah, but They don't deserve what they're getting.
I realize, yeah. It's hard. It's a hard situation.
Because he's not what I would call a nice person.
No. He would never be my friend.
Some people, though, you're like, yeah, but he's a good guy. Probably not.
But this is probably the person I mean, you hear about like Bernie Madoff killed himself because he got caught for the Ponzi scheme scandals. That was less of his identity than these records were to Billy Mitchell.
It's like if you took the most important thing to you, whatever it is, whoever's listening.
Yeah.
And then we publicly stripped it and celebrated.
Yeah, and probably whatever is most important to you, multiply that by 100
because
to make everything that you're about.
Right, nothing that is important to you even comes close to how important this
was. Right, to Billy Mitchell.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe nobody knows Billy Mitchell.
Yeah.
Maybe he right now is at Arby's like, whatever. I just don't get that feeling.
No, I don't either. I've always felt like this was integral to who he is.
He has become a character of himself.
Yes.
And you're right, it does, in that story we read, he has profited from it.
Yeah.
I don't know where I land on that. Because did he profit off of being an entertainer? Because he was still entertaining.
Right. Exactly.
Or did he profit off his scores? I don't know.
Yeah, there's a mixed bag there that you've got to look at.
Because if I'm going to see Billy Mitchell, which I'm not against, I'd like to see Billy Mitchell.
And here's another thing. If Billy Mitchell isn't around, does anybody even know or care who the fuck Twin Galaxies is?
No. But if I'm going to see Billy Mitchell, which I'd like to do, I'm going to see him as a personality.
Yeah.
Not as Donkey Kong's first 1,000,000-point score.
Right.
I'm going to see the silky smooth long hair, the USA
Polo tie,
the black jeans, with the shirt tucked in. I'm going to see Billy.
Silver tip cowboy boots. Yep. All that.
Yeah.
Billy motherfucking Mitchell.
Right. The hot sauce king of the world, Billy Mitchell. I'm not going. That guy who was taking other brands' bottles off the shelf to put his up there, that's the guy I'm going to see. It's not about the scores. But I understand that without the scores, we don't know Billy Mitchell. Or without the scores, there is no Billy Mitchell.
Yeah, so it's, it's a weird catch-22 that we're all, anybody who cares about this kind of stuff is really probably having a tough time wrapping their head around.
And if you make documentaries, though, right now, there's a huge opening.
Yeah, I mean, and here's another way to look at it. Wrestling. For years, professional wrestling was promoted as being real. They didn't take all those records away when it turned out it was all fake.
Right. But those records are all fake anyways.
And they lied to everybody.
Because someone's just making up those records.
But you see my point.
Yeah.
I mean...
But someone now has got to... Someone's got to get a camera on Billy.
Mm-hmm.
And Twin Galaxies be damned. Somebody has got to film the return of Billy Mitchell. Through the depression, through the bullshit, and he's got to roll in an arcade in the middle of Arkansas and fucking destroy the record. And Twin Galaxies never has to acknowledge it.
Nope.
But
that's how it ends. And you know how it ends? It ends with Billy Mitchell at the camera with 2 fingers up after he wins. Yeah. And then it goes to a freeze.
Yeah, in loving memory of all the assholes who said I couldn't do it. Maybe he's shirtless dumping hot sauce on himself. I don't know. But I think that there's a huge opportunity. The story shouldn't end here.
No.
And I don't want the story through Twitter. Like, get a camera on him. Get a camera on everyone involved. And let's see what Chapter 2 of King of Kong. Or Fall of Kong. Whatever they want to call it.
Fall of Kong.
Let's see what that looks like.
Beauty killed the beast.
Ooh. That's too deep. It's got to have Kong in there.
That's the last line in King Kong. That's why I said it.
Yeah, but it sounds like Beauty and the Beast, which is fine.
Beauty killed the beast.
I like Fall of Kong. Or Out of Quarters.
Out of Quarters. All out of quarters.
All out of quarters. Or Billy Mitchell cheated.
No, that's 2 on the nose. 2 on the nose.
Let us know what you think. At game__stitch on Twitter. It's interesting.
It's kind of nice having drama in this world, but
look, I love the drama.
You don't see a lot of drama
Don't
in
get
the
me
video
wrong.
game world. It's
not,
kind of nice to have some.
It's not that I mind the drama. I do love the drama. I'm a guy that reads TMZ. I can appreciate the drama that this story has supplied us, but I can't fall on the side of a lot of people right now who are like, well, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I can't either.
Just can't. And I know he's not a good person. I know he's arrogant. I know he treats a lot of people shitty. I still can't do it.
I still think there's too much information that isn't there. I still don't think all the facts have been laid out for
He could
everybody.
come out and be like, I cheated. I always knew I was cheating. I still feel bad for him. Like, it's not about the scores for me.
Yeah, it's about who he is.
I'm not down for stripping anyone of their identity.
I mean, he is...
Without, let me back that up. Without, like, real, like, crime and stuff, whatever.
Right. Is there anyone else that has been a personality for gaming other than Billy Mitchell?
No.
Right.
Not like him.
I mean, there hasn't even been one.
Like,
though,
they would
has
tell
there?
you influencers, but they have it way easier.
Yeah.
He didn't have a vessel. Like, he did it through being that character.
Yeah.
Billy Badass.
He was an actor first.
Everybody hated him except for Walter Day. and his posse that rolled with him that couldn't. But when he walked in an arcade, like, it got quiet.
Mm-hmm.
The tumbleweed
Everybody turned
started.
to look at
It's
Billy Mitchell.
He's here. He's here. What are we gonna do? But maybe his Pac-Man scores will be enough to get him through. But now I'm like, are those real? Is anything real?
It's all the Matrix.
Right. I did see one interesting theory that Billy Mitchell was an alien. And that he was sent here to tackle the high scores, and now that has been blown, he will now reveal his true form, which is an alien. So
let's move on.
Looking forward to that. I just thought you might want to add that to your conspiracy
I
theories.
don't know what. No.
That you love so much.
My conspiracy theory was not that style.
Shenmue 1 and 2 have been announced for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, but they're not remasters.
Nope, not
They're
remastered.
Like HD up-res re-releases.
Yep.
Shenmue,
No pricing details or release date yet.
It is being billed as the best experience to date. Probably not.
No, probably not.
The best Shenmue experience to date, but probably not.
Yes.
Because that game is of a time and place to me. It won't be fun now.
I don't think so either. Not into forklift racing.
It hosts some modern features, including fully scalable screen resolution, a choice of modern or classic control schemes, and obviously the PC will have graphic options. An updated user interface, and you can still enjoy the original English or Japanese voiceovers. I don't know if including the originals is a feature when you're re-releasing the originals.
Or maybe even necessary, to be honest with you.
I guess people are excited about this. This is obviously a play to generate money as well as to get the word out.
Generate interest.
For the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like you said, no date, no price. It's just Sega doing Sega things.
Yep.
Trying to drum up a little cash where there's probably not any. Is there a new Splinter Cell game teased in Sam Fisher's appearance in Wildlands?
Yes.
You think so?
There is.
Without a doubt. You're going full conspiracy theory again.
Yeah, I am.
So.
I am.
We talked about the teaser that he was going to make a appearance in Wildlands. He is playable beside you. He accompanies you on a mission. If you do correctly, I guess you get his night vision his infrared or sonar goggles, but they are night vision.
They are night vision
in Wildlands. But what happens after the mission? I guess spoiler alert if you don't want to hear this.
Yeah.
Earmuff it, folks.
Earmuff it, because what happens is Sam Fisher has a little chat with the ghost handler, whose name is Karen Bowman. He apparently knows her because he refers to her as Linda. And basically, at the end of the scene, Grimm, who all of will know is Anna Grimm's daughter, if you've got any idea about the Sam Fisher series, Splinter Cell series.
The lore.
Yep. Anyway, Linda, Karen Bowman, says that Grimm has sent word that the chairman of the Joint Chiefs says there's a possible empty quiver. For those of you that don't know what empty quiver is, that is military jargon, secret speak for a nuclear weapon has been stolen. So,
just the sort of thing that you would need a guy like Sam Fisher for.
Now, I got to take it back. I'm about 90-10 on this.
Okay.
I'm about 90-10. I'm about 90% that this is teasing a new Splinter Cell. I am about 10% that this is just a way to close out this DLC, this edition, and not make it seem weird that suddenly Sam Fisher can't help it.
So that seems to be the two going theories. Because Bowman says she can get him transportation, and Fisher responds, a guy once said the price of success is hard work and dedication.
Mm-hmm.
And then he leaves. They had to get him back out of Wildlands.
They did.
Is there another game coming? Maybe. Is this a way to get him out of the game? For sure.
I do think it teases.
Did they know that this would tease the audience either way? Yes.
Yes.
You know, they've said before, Splinter Cell is something they talk about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it needed to be right.
And it's always been a very profitable series for them. And Michael Ironside's back. Which, if that's not the reason to make a new Splinter Cell, then what the hell is? That's the only reason you need, as far as I'm concerned.
So, I'm going to agree, new Splinter Cell is coming. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you the biggest indicator for me. It's not financially worth it for you to bring Michael Ironside in to do this, if he's not.
No.
He didn't probably come in and just bust out the audio for Wildlands, is what I'll say.
No. It was a tease for whatever game is being worked on.
He probably did a lot more VO than just this.
Yep.
So, time will tell. Again, let us know what you think at @game_stitch on Twitter. Whew. You remember Lawbreakers?
Vague. Yeah, I remember it was a thing.
Boss Key. Cliffy B. That was his new game. It was going to be free to play, then it wasn't free to play, then it came out, and it turns out it didn't matter because no one played it. And Lawbreakers has Boss Key has officially announced that they will no longer support Lawbreakers. Less than 6 months after its release. Ugly.
That's a tough one to take.
However, they have announced they're working on another game, and they have been for the last 5 months, and you can play it right now. And guess what? It's a Battle Royale game.
Yes, with vehicles.
With BMX bikes, which is pretty great. It also has like a super 80s vibe to it.
Yes, it does.
It looks like more like Fortnite than PUBG.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say...
more cartoony.
I gotta say, it looks kind of interesting.
Apparently it's incredibly broken at this point.
Yeah, so extreme early access is what they call this. The game is free. There is a founder's pack, which is $15, but it's extreme early access. But every kill gets you cash. You can deposit that cash in game into these ATMs, and you can use it for future matches also.
Yeah,
and I think that's pretty cool. It's very wacky looking and over the top, and it looks really fun. But I don't know how much good grace they have with everyone right now.
Yeah, I mean, Lawbreakers failed.
People give Cliffy B a pass.
Yeah,
but for how long?
Are people going to flock to this? I don't know.
So one of the cool things that I read or heard somewhere, I wish I remember because I give them credit, but they said everybody should be pretty excited because this isn't their first attempt at a Battle Royale game, because Lawbreakers started with 100 players and finished with 1. Which I thought was pretty good. It's kind of shitty, but it's pretty good. Let's take a second to soak that up. It's a joke about a failed game that a lot of people spend a lot of time on.
Who's that asshole?
It's pretty good, though. So, concurrent, I think last Saturday for Lawbreakers was 9 people. It's been a long time since I've seen a game die like that.
Yeah.
A long time.
That just dove. No dive.
It's kind of sad also. I don't like to see anything that people... There was obviously a lot of passion behind that game, and I don't like to see... Except for with Evolve. I'm cool shitting on that game for some reason. Because I don't like the way they handled it. But I don't like to see Lawbreakers fail that hard. But the new game, I will say, I've watched some videos because I don't play on PC. It's real broken.
Mm-hmm. It's real.
But it looks real
now.
fun. And it looks like it might be doing something different than both Fortnite and PUBG. And I'm not saying better or worse, just that it's doing something different. So, check it out if you're a PC guy or lady. And if you're not, watch some videos. All I did. It looks okay. People are playing it. People are talking about it right now. They expect the game to be in early access for at least a year. So they're going the Fortnite approach.
Yes.
Or PUBG approach. Or H1Z1 approach, if you want to keep going back. We talked about Sea of Thieves. We needed a roadmap so we know where this game's going. And Rare has given us one. Although I don't like it called roadmap. It should be called like a treasure map for the future.
Well, what about a nautical map?
It's too much of a reach. A sea map.
No, it's called a nautical map.
Yeah, I know, but it sounds too official. Roadmap sounds fun. It's like, oh, here's how we get here.
Yeah, you drive on a road. Yeah.
A sea map.
No.
Rare has released its sea map for Sea of Thieves.
Sea map isn't a thing.
And apparently they have a plan.
Not a sea map.
The first big update on the sea map is scheduled for May, and it's called The Hungering Deep. It will add a new AI threat as well as new mechanics and rewards. Now, here's what I'm wondering. Something you expressed is you'd like an AI boat instead of bad people. Instead of bad
Yes.
An AI threat, I'm like, is it an orca? Is it a sea monster, not the Kraken? Is it just another enemy type on shore besides snakes and skeletons?
It's just another type of skeleton.
It better not be another type of skeletons. You son of a bitch. So that's what it's going to add. This summer, the Cursed Sails update will hit. It's bringing a new ship type. I don't know what that means. Hopefully small. I want small and agile. Jet skis.
It's not jet skis.
There's a lot of speculation that rowboats are coming.
Dinghies?
Yeah, like rowboats where you can actually have rowboats on your boat and you can park your ship further out. And if it sinks, you still have your rowboat. Can you imagine being on a rowboat and a galleon coming at you? That's probably pretty cool. The last update that they detailed is called the Forsaken Shores, which will add a new area to the map. They have said after that they plan 3 more updates for the remainder of 2018 for a total of 6 of these updates. Well, I didn't provide any additional data about those last 3. They also said that they're reactive, they're being fluid with these plans because they understand that necessarily what they thought was the plan for the future isn't what people wanted. So
good for them.
These could change as people request or don't request other things. And they also have some fixes and some performance of life things coming that they spoke about. But I think this is smart, and I think with a game like this, a game as a service, I guess I'll call it that you almost have to lay out these roadmaps. They did say that pets and ship capacity are something that is coming in the very near future also. Got to get pets, got to get a parrot, got to get a monkey. You got to. And ship capacity, meaning apparently you could sell the galleon alone or you could sell a sloop with 4 people.
I don't know about
that. That seems to be what that they will unlock all of them. You can invite people or not.
I would rather be able to. I said it before. 4 people, 2 sloops.
Yeah. I like the idea.
You go at a galleon on either side.
I like the idea of seeing a sloop and being like, I can take them, only to realize it's a fully manned sloop. Because right now you know it's 1 or 2 people when you see it.
Right.
So I don't know. Interesting to see. I'm still liking that game. I don't like the PvP. Take that out. I really enjoy that thing. The new ship type scares me, though, because I'm like, should I be saving my money? Should I not spend money right now? Should I hoard all this? I don't know. Xbox One adds 19 original Xbox One games to their backwards compatibility list. And there's some gems on here.
There are some good ones.
They're breaking it up into 2 rounds. The first batch will arrive next week, April 17th. This week, if you're listening when it actually came out. Just broke time. That batch includes The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, Conker's Bad Fur Day remake, Conker Live and Reloaded, BioWare's Jade Empire, which I know you're excited about.
Yeah, I like that game.
Yeah.
That's a good game.
Blinks, The Time Sweeper, and Panzer Dragoon.
Orta. And then they got a second batch coming on April 26th. And the games that are coming on April 26th, which is important to note, it really is next week.
That's true. That checks out.
Those releases are going to be Destroy All Humans, MX Unleashed, Full Spectrum Warrior, a number of Star Wars titles, including Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, the original Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefront 2, Republic Commando, Jedi Starfighter, and KOTOR 2, Knights of the Old Republic 2. So Star Wars heavy in that second week.
Yeah, like all the other backwards compatible games, you'll be able to pop your original disc into your Xbox One and begin playing once they have been added to your backwards compatibility catalog. You'll also be able to download a digital copy of the games from the Xbox Store.
Through the store.
This for a full list, you can head over to Xbox. Xbox Wire, I think it's what their news is called.
Xbox Wire.
Or you could check Major Nelson's Twitter feed.
Yes.
Because we just went over the highlights. Because that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Yeah, we get highlights in our hair.
Not to be confused with the magazine.
Highlights a magazine?
Used to be.
I don't know nothing about that.
Highlights for children.
Oh, really? It's for kids, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Here's a weird story.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with this. I can't read my... This is really some Matrix shit.
This is really breaking some walls. Really soon, you'll be able to earn Xbox achievements by playing Minecraft on your Switch. Just let it rain over your body.
What the fuck is happening?
In a statement, Xbox says, it will indeed be the case. Players will sign into Xbox Live account to accrue game score, even on the Switch version. This will be implemented with the Bedrock update, which has already been rolled out on Xbox One, PC, and mobile.
Indeed.
That's kind of cool, especially for a platform that decided to not have an achievement system. Excuse me.
Yeah, it'll be kind of nice to get something out of Nintendo.
But how weird will it be,
even if it is on your Xbox,
to be on a Switch and hear that Xbox noise?
That'll be so weird.
That's strange.
That'll be weird, yeah.
I love that Nintendo's open to weird things, and I love that Microsoft is trying to make it work.
Yeah. Come on, Sony, quit being dickbags.
I don't get really disappointed in Sony a lot, but this all really disappoints me. But I understand there is no benefit to them doing it.
Not only that, but they're already winning.
There is no benefit to them allowing Xbox to be cross-compatible. I understand.
No.
And I also understand that 360 would not have done so early on for the PS3. I also understand that. Mm-hmm. There is never an incentive for the winner to do this.
Yes, and that's where Sony's at right now. I mean, they got God of War on the horizon. They had Horizon Zero Dawn last year. And
you see, Phil Spencer tweeted Congrats on the
Yeah.
scores. He always does that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, I really like Phil Spencer.
I like Phil. Me too. He's a decent person.
He seems like it.
I feel like I would have lunch with
I bet
him.
his high scores are real.
Probably. No memes being used there.
Right.
Well, that's it for the news.
That's it. That's it.
That's all we got.
All of it. We
That's
just
a
emptied
lot.
our news tank on you. All over you. Now we're dry.
All up in ya.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's a family show.
When in your ear holes.
Yeah, it's a family show, though. Be careful.
So you're taking all that information. Oh yeah, we're real family. You're right.
We are, what's the TV rating for, like, right above, like...
TV 14.
Yeah. Like, whatever.
Or TVMA.
No, not like full-blown. It's like PG-14 or whatever.
It's TV 14.
Yeah, that. We're like that. If you're in public schools, we're not going to tell you anything you haven't heard.
Right.
But we're not for toddlers. That's what I'll tell you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Now it's time for our newest, not nudist. It's not like I said nudist. Maybe it is our most nude segment. I don't know. We have cameras on, though, so it's not looking very nude.
You can't see it ever from the waist
That's
down.
true. Maybe I don't ever wear pants. It's time for our oldest favorite segment. Gone but not forgotten, where we reach back in our gaming past. We tell you about a game we love in hopes that you'll either check it out on YouTube, or maybe if you have it, you'll play it and relive the dream with us. And this week, it is your turn.
It is. And this week I'm going to talk about a game from Pandemic Studios. After the GTAs came out, 3, Vice City, San Andreas, sandbox games were all the rage. One of the early ones that actually over time probably proved to be one of the better ones was Mercenaries, Playground of Destruction from 2005.
First Mercenaries, really good game.
Yeah, it is.
Really good game.
Everything is destructible.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in this game is destructible. You play as one of 3 mercenaries. One is, very good with explosives. One's good with heavy weapons. One's good with stealth. You play as one of them, and basically you have to... It kind of plays off of the Iraq War 52 card thing. You have to complete suits of cards, collecting these bounties, because you're a mercenary. You get more money for keeping them alive than dead, but either way. And you are essentially trying to liberate North Korea, which has been taken over by the president's son. The president wanted to start being nice North Korea, and the president's son wanted them to be shitbag North Korea. So the president's son had his father killed and took over. So the biggest thing to this is that it was just like the GTAs. It was full sandbox. You jumped in the game. You could go anywhere. You could do anything right from the start. The big thing was I'm not kidding when I say everything was destructible. Buildings, towers, houses, vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you came across in this game, you could destroy. For its time, that was groundbreaking. I mean, it wasn't really done again, really, until Red Faction. Guerrilla. And it's not, now we kind of take it for granted, but Mercenaries kind of started this. It actually reviewed really well. It probably averages around a 7 point, I think it's like 75, 80% on Metacritic, which, for a PlayStation 2 and Xbox game is pretty goddamn good. Check it out. It had customization options, all that good stuff. Followed pretty much the GTA mold. Brought a little bit more to it in a different world. So definitely check out Mercenaries. Released by Pandemic in 2005. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
That game was a lot of fun. I don't know how it holds up, but that game was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Yeah, it was.
The thing I remember most about Mercenaries Mercenaries Now,
mm-hmm.
which is kind of maybe sad, is Mercenaries 2 in that song on the trailer, the Oh No You Didn't.
Yeah.
That's the thing I remember most about Mercenaries Now. I remember that song and remember being like, this game is silly in like the best kind of way. But then I remember playing Mercenaries 2 and being like, oh yeah, you're not as good.
Yeah, no. Mercenaries was definitely much better than Mercenaries 2.
I think I own both of those still. That's a good one. It's a deep cut.
So, a deep cut.
Remember, if you have a Gone But Not Forgotten for us, hit us up on Twitter at @game_stitch using the hashtag GBNF Gone But Not Forgotten. And we'll read yours on this very show.
It's true.
Now it's time for shout-outs. Remember, if you want a shout-out, all you have to do is head over to patreon.com and support patreon.com/GameStitch. If you just go there, you don't really take us, you just see a bunch of other people.
You'll get close.
Right.
You'll get to Patreon.
Patreon.com/GameStitch and support us at the $10 tier. You get a shout-out each and every week. If you don't provide one to us, we provide one for you because, hey, you earned it, and we're never going to take that away from you as long as we have that tier.
Very true.
This week's no different. We have 2 people at the shout-out tier. Do you have shout-outs?
Two. Yes, I have shout-outs.
Okay. I don't know what you're...
What are you doing over there?
Waiting for you to just read it. I don't have them. Waiting on you.
All right, our good buddy Garrett says he's been wanting to get a plush remote so that his son could hold it while he games until he's old enough to play.
I like this already.
And Uncle Topher.
Toffer.
Mm-hmm. Like offer with a T.
Uh-huh.
Apparently sent one. So
that's super awesome.
That's a cool shout out.
That's super awesome.
He's also got a Daddy's Little Gamer onesie, which is cute as fuck, by the way.
That's what the package said. Cute as fuck. 8 to 10 weeks. Cute as fuck. Could you tell I don't understand how baby clothes works by that comment? I don't know how babies work.
I have an idea, but probably cute as fuck isn't actually one of them. Yeah. And Thomas's shout out this week is going to be, unfortunately I don't have a channel name, but pay attention to your Xbox. Pay attention to our Twitter. You can also see Thomas's Twitter from there. He's been doing a lot of live streaming. I think it's real interesting stuff to check out. He's doing some different things. So that's his shout out. I'm giving him a little push this week to send people over to his channel. So make sure you go to our Twitter or Thomas's and get that checked out.
Yeah,
because he's doing quite a bit of live streaming during.
And he uses the same name for everything. So he's Credian 601. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
On everything. So check him out on there. Also, shout out to Thomas for moving last night without his house being ready.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, he jumped in chat. He is basically moving before the house is ready because he's excited, and I love that. I thought that was
that is
we were all
awesome.
going to play last night, and he didn't get on for that reason. I thought that was a pretty cool reason to not be on.
That's a great.
He's like, we don't even have water yet. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah.
You're roughing it.
Yeah, hell yeah. Follow us on social media as I am at Podcast Ryan. Dan is at Shirtless Dan and has made it this whole episode without an ice storm taking him out. So make sure you celebrate
big
that.
things there. Big things going on.
Lady Luck on our side this episode.
Like this is the one and only time you'll probably ever see this.
And together we are at Game_Stitch. Developing a little bit of a cough. I couldn't mute that out, but I want you guys to get the full experience. Whether you be in a car or have headphones on, anywhere where I can blow out your speakers.
That's going to be nice.
So you're welcome for that. Let me know what you think about that on Twitter, too. Also, check us out on youtube.com/GameStitch. All of our streams, no matter where we stream, end up there if you miss them live. We do have the Sea of Thieves up where all 4 of us played. And I know we slowed down. We got so much going on behind the scenes, but we're going to get at least one more stream out this month. So that you have at least 2 for April. You got 1 for March. And then before that, we were doing like 4 a month or so. But we'll get at least 1 more live stream out. No matter what, we'll make it work. Maybe it'll be God of War.
Maybe
it'll be Way Out. Maybe it'll be Labo. Just kidding.
Maybe I'll do some Far Cry 5. Just give people a taste.
Maybe he'll do the arcade in Far Cry. The
I
Farcade.
won't
You
do
think
the
they thought
arcade.
about calling it that?
No. The editor?
Yeah, the Farcade.
The arcade. Yeah. The arcade is where you play the maps or you can build maps.
Oh, I thought that was all the arcade, though. You build the maps for arcade.
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
But there's arcade, and then there's arcade editor.
I'm talking about the editor.
I probably won't though.
There's that new game on Xbox that I downloaded where you build like these BattleBot type deals.
No.
And go fight. I'm kind of excited about that too.
On Games Pass?
Yeah, for free. I think it's the first Xbox ID game that's made its way to Game Pass.
Oh, okay.
If you want to check us out on Xbox, it's a little more complicated, but you can follow you can follow at Gamestitch over on Twitter. It's not at Gamestitch. It's Twitter. It's twitch.tv/Gamestitch. The problem is Dan can't stream to that one. Twitch is silly. They only allow us to link one system at a time, so we have to unlink. It's a big pain in the dick. But basically, at the end of the day, if you miss the live stream, don't panic. It'll be over on YouTube after, no matter which one of us streams. But it's twitch.tv/Gamestitch. It's youtube.com/Gamestitch. Follow, subscribe, do all those things. There might even be a strange world where we use Mixer. I don't know.
I might give it a shot.
But interact with us, and we'll get everything over on YouTube after the fact. So if you don't join us live, don't fret.
We got you covered.
Also, there's a game that Gerald was telling me called, I think it's called Don't Bite Me, Bro. Or Don't Bite Bro or something like that. It's a free-to-play zombie like co-op survival thing. It's very like pixely Minecraft-y looking.
On what?
On PS4.
Huh.
And he says it's a lot of fun, and it's 4 players, so that might be something fun for us to get into and stream once too.
Yeah.
It's free.
Have to check it out.
I like that free. Thanks for being here. Thanks for surviving the winter. I saw a snake when I mowed my grass.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's how you know winter's over.
Summer's here. Yeah.
Also, I think he's a hard. Here's the thing. I don't like to kill animals. Even snakes. I don't like to kill things. I know you don't like snakes.
I don't. I kill snakes.
Right. Well, this particular snake didn't make it either. But I'm cutting the grass, and you know how snakes will like slither away like, don't get me.
Yeah.
This fucker, little tiny snake,
curled up
and struck the tire. Like, went at the tire. I'm like, and it couldn't have been more than 8 inches long.
Right.
So I'm thinking he was not a good snake.
Not a smart one, anyway.
Like, he was like, you want to go, big giant lawnmower? Let's go.
Not a smart snake.
Well, he didn't make it. I say he didn't make it. He pulled a Houdini on me. He struck the tire. Right as I looked down, I saw him hit the tire. I kept going, and then I immediately stopped as I went over him, and he was nowhere to be seen.
Huh.
Which leads me to believe that it got him and slung him out somewhere. But it's so little it wouldn't even make a noise, you know?
Right.
It's not like when you hit something big. It's like, and you're like, whoops, what was that?
Chipmunk. Whoops.
Did I tear up the mower? Oh, good. The mower's still fine. Good. I've never hit a chipmunk. I've never hit anything furry.
No.
Only a snake, I think, might be the only thing I've ever hit.
I had a squirrel run into mine once. It ran into it.
That's a terrible story.
It is what it is. I mean,
you really brought us down here at the end.
I did. It committed suicide. I didn't go after it. Just, I don't know what I was running from. It ran into the mower and then came out the mower.
All right, I'm going to try to bring us back here. I hope you enjoyed episode 274, The Fall of Billy Mitchell. Or Bitchy Miller. Or whatever I was about to say.
Fall of Bitchy Miller.
Whatever I was about to say. Billy Mitchell.
I know him.
Millie Bitchell.
Bitchy Muller.
Poor Billy Mitchell. Maybe that's what we'll call it. Episode 274, Poor Billy Mitchell.
It's got to be something referencing Billy Mitchell.
I want Billy to listen. I want him to know that he's still got, not a fan, but he still has people out there who don't want everyone to take everything from him.
Yeah. Not a fan, but
I don't particularly care for you, but I do feel bad for you.
But I recognize you're a big personality.
Big personality. All right. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Good night.
Good night.